Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria here, coming at you with another video. I want to do a quick video on the Samsung S95c. I am returning this TV. I put in a request to return this TV yesterday, and through some shenanigans, I've had this TV for 8 months, and I feel like I'm ready to talk about it one more time before I return it. I'm playing a little bit of Batman Arkham Asylum, so if I end up stuttering and everything, it's because I'm distracted playing this game. I want to have something visual to show you guys, and it's been a long time since I've fired up this game. So, as FOMO and other YouTube AV people say, selecting a TV is really based on what your use case is. And for my use case, I feel like I would be happier with the LG G3. And at the end of the day, I'm used to LG's interface. I like the way LG works. I love the fact that I have ultimate control over my picture settings. So one of the things that frustrates me the most about this TV, besides the bugs that I mentioned in my previous review, I will say, since I did that previous review, there's been two updates. One that came the other review that fixed all my issues regarding switching the game mode and having it crash on me. That 11.11, I think it was, update fixed that. So I was waiting for the 12.12 update to fix some other things, namely the HDMI-C controls and some of the issues with audio dropouts. And for the most part, the 12.12 patch that I eventually ended up forcing an update on fixed all those issues. And it even fixed some of the issues I have with upscaling. I do find that the TV is a lot cleaner with regards to upscaling content than it was 2 months ago. So as I said in the last video, upscaling was one of my primary issues with this TV, especially with SDR content. However, I think the 12.12 patch cleaned that up a lot. So watching YouTube, watching my true crime shows, it definitely looks a lot better and it feels a lot stable. I haven't experienced as much issues with posterization and image breakup when I'm watching low quality YouTube videos. So that's all a plus. So the 12.12 patch did seem to clean a lot of that stuff up. It still occurs occasionally, but yeah, it just works now. It works a lot better now. Now, when I'm actually, so all of that's great. The thing that's kind of driving me nuts right now with this TV is the lack of Dolby Vision. I know that I shouldn't care about Dolby Vision, and theoretically, and probably in real life, Dolby Vision, there's probably not much difference between Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus and regular HDR10. But darn it, I paid $4,500 for this TV, and I always, just whenever I watch a show or a movie where it says 4K Dolby Vision and I'm getting HDR, I just feel like I'm being cheated out of something. And I know it's frustrating. And it's all about TKK said when he changed his LG, he took his LG G3 back for the G2. He's a great YouTuber. You guys should check him out. But what he said was the reason why he didn't like the G3 was when he games, he was upset that the NVIDIA badge for NVIDIA FreeSync was removed from the LG G3. So he always felt like he was missing something. That's how I feel. Even though the LG G3 has VSync and it doesn't matter, he was like, I don't see the badge and it's just bothering me. And forgive me if TK, if I actually am misquoting you. But that was one of his main issues with the TV. And that's exactly how I feel about Dolby Vision. I'm used to having Dolby Vision. I like having Dolby Vision. And it's just frustrating me. So yeah, that's a major reason. That's one of the main reasons why I'm returning this TV. I just can't live with. I don't know how to throw my batarangs anymore. How do I throw my batarangs? How do I do my claw move that I love doing? I suck at this. So anyway, let me get back on track. So So yeah, not having Dolby Vision is a major issue, and I think the lack of like granular picture controls is bugging me as well. Because like I said, 30% of the things I watch on this TV is true crime dramas, true crime documentaries on like Discovery ID and Peacock and all that kind of good Oxygen TV and all that good stuff. So that's normally filmed in HD, like 1080p HD. So it looks great until it's showing like archive footage of the criminals and the interviews. Then suddenly the upscaling isn't all that great on this TV. And the problem is on LG when it does the full screen background shots, it's overly blue and overly saturated. So I had to dial that all the way back, and I need to change my color temperature to get it back to where I want it, which is that perfect balance. On Samsung, I don't feel like I have that kind of control over my color temperature. So, and that kind of bugs me. So, for example, you only have like what four temperature controls on Samsung. So you had the warm two, you had the cool, you had the standard, and you have warm one. I generally keep everything in warm one, and then sometimes I'll go into the advanced picture modes and try to play with the colors that way. But it just kind of bugs me not having that feature. Um, that feature, and again when I especially when I'm watching like Dateline or something, and it just looks so yellow. Like there's a whole yellow sheen over everything, and it just bugs me to no end. And the faces look overly tan there, and I can't quite like figure out how to get rid of that stuff. I could get rid of that stuff on LG simply because I know how to play with the settings on LG, and I know how those settings work. So that kind of drives me nuts. So that's the main primary reason. So the lack of Dolby Vision, the lack of granular control of picture colors. Now on the flip side of that, my issue with LG is I'm always fussing around with the picture color because I'm always like, okay, this looks a little bit off. I would spend like 10-15 minutes obsessing over playing with the settings. With Samsung, it's great because I said it once, and after that, I don't even really have to think about it all that much. So I just contradicted myself when I said that. But yeah, it's I'm sorry, I'm focused now. Get him, Batman, get him. Where is my you're killing me, Batman. Where's my batarang? How do I throw my quick batarang? Someone tell me. You're killing me. This is like Batman Arkham. This game, believe it or not, this game is like almost 10 years old and looks just as good as any next gen game, quote unquote next gen game. It's crazy. so so I forgot what I was saying there. Oh, so picture controls. So yeah, Dolby Vision and picture controls is one of the things that's kind of bugging me about this TV right now, and then my other use case is, like I said, I watch a lot of 4K content on the streaming services. This TV does a great job with that, so I have no real issues with that. Watching YouTube TV and YouTube, this TV does a lousy job with that type of content, where a lot of times is just kind of fuzzy, and again, content gets pixelated really easily. And I'm on a pretty rock solid fiber optic 1 GB stream, so that should not be happening. And I'll watch that same content on my LG TVs, and yes, it's crushing the blacks, but it's not breaking apart the image. So it's sort of like you have to pick your poison in those instances. And then after that, I game, but I'm not a super gamer, and I'm not an anal And here, let me turn this back over. And I'm not anal about my gaming. So I don't really care. I can't tell the difference between 30 and 60 FPS. And I don't know the difference between 144 hertz versus I don't know the difference between 144 hertz versus 120 hertz versus 60 hertz. So none of that stuff matters to me. So yeah, and I can go 6 months I can go 6 months without playing the game. However, when I do play a game, I end up no lifing that game for a few months until I beat it. I'll play it for like 2 hours every other 2 hours a night, 2 or 3 hours a night, until I actually beat that game. And then I'll go another 4 months without playing anything. So that's the type of gamer. That's the type of gamer I am. So yeah. For the most part, this TV fits my use case. I just think I would like the LG G3 a little bit better, and I will never be happy until I actually see it for myself. And I think that's what it all boils down to. The LG G3 is out there, and I need to see it for myself in my home. And if I don't like it, then I will probably end up getting the Samsung S95c again. However, I honestly think my dream TV would be the Sony A95L, but I'm not paying the Sony tax for that, the crazy Sony tax for that. If it comes out and the price difference is about $500 or maybe even $1,000, I was seriously considering getting the A95L, but that's assuming the TV even comes out by the time my return period closes on the LG, because the LG is coming tomorrow, so I'll have until September with it. The other thing is, through some shenanigans and error on Best Buy's part, I'm going to get the LG G3 for $400 off, so I'm only paying like $3,900 for it. And at the end of the day, all of this is part of me returning my G2 because it broke on me 4 months ago. At the end of the day, I wish I kept that G2 because that G2 was brilliant, especially for the amazing deal I got on that TV. I had that TV. I picked up the G2 for like $2,800 on sale, on a flash sale, and the problem was the audio just broke on me. And that's the thing that's frustrating me about all of these TVs. You spend so much money on them, and then they all develop weird breakable issues that break the TV. And all I want is one TV that's going to last me 5 years. Or 3 years, honestly. So I'm hoping that's the G3. I'm getting it tomorrow, and I'm going to be playing with it, but I think in the back of my mind... Oh, the other thing that's driving me nuts, and I'm wondering if you noticed it during this video, how the picture just completely dimmed. That is maddening. That's the number one reason why I'm returning this TV. Because in the mornings when I first start this TV up, it looks super bright and poppy and really nice. And then like a couple of hours into it, it just dims. And the ABS, and I'm not one who notices ABSL all that much, but on a TV like this, when it's, especially on LG TVs, because they're already kind of dark TVs, so you don't necessarily notice when it loses brightness because it isn't like it's super bright to begin with, but it's perfectly bright enough for me. However, this TV drives me insane because when I watch it and I first turn it on every morning, I'm like, oh man, this is beautiful. I'm loving it. And then like an hour later, it just randomly it just dims. The ABL just dims. And I tried going into the service menu to change that. And then when I upgraded to 1212, it broke that ability to actually go into the service menu. So yeah, that's frustrating. So look how dim this is. But when I first started it, it was super bright. And now it's dim. And yeah, and it may not even show through on this iPhone because the iPhone automatically brightens and compensates with this auto camera functionality. But yeah, the picture just dimmed, and I'm like, Come on, you're killing me. And when it dips like this, then it's no better than the G2 I had. Because the G2 got plenty of bright, but it didn't get QD OLED level bright. But when the QD OLED dims like this, then it's like, yeah, the picture just kind of looks dull and flat to me. So I'm really hoping to like the G2. I didn't mean for this to be a rambling video, but playing games kind of makes me lose my focus. So if you stayed this far, let me know by hitting a 1 and hitting that subscribe and like button. So anyway, I have a bunch of videos coming up. I did an interview with one of the guys from Cobra Kai, the guy who plays Dimitri. Great, that was a great interview. I actually kind of look good on that on camera for a change. So I'm going to be posting that video soon. I also interviewed someone, the star of an upcoming Max. I hate saying Max. It's HBO Max, damn it. Series, a musical comedy drama thing that's coming out sometime soon. They never gave me a release date for that show, so I think it's coming out in the fall. So I interviewed the star of that. She was wonderful. Spoke to her for about 30 minutes, and of course I kind of look terrible in that video. I kind of look terrible in all my upcoming videos because I just didn't bother. And then I talked to the head of a movie theater chain called Look Theaters, and we talk a lot about the current state of movies, theatrical going, and actually that's a debate. That's a current debate because everyone's talking about Hollywood blockbusters dying on the vine this year. So this summer, so we delve into that topic a little bit. Then I also talked to the CEO of Sonic, and Sonic is a projector company. They actually makes all the projectors for like AMC Theater and Regal and some of these other theater chains. So they do all the the $30,000 laser projectors. So we talked about the theatrical business and selling projectors to theaters and stuff. So that's a pretty good technical conversation we had. So yeah, look for those videos. I'm going to start dropping those probably tomorrow. I want to drop this video today, and that'll be my last tech related videos for a while. But I did buy a couple of cameras like 5 months ago that I never used. So I'm going to start using those, and I may do some reviews on those. I don't know how to do a camera review, but I'm going to give it a try. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. It's hot in here. It's hot here in Florida. Hot! So anyway, again, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. But only leave a comment if you could be nice. So talk to you guys later. Bye.